Hey everyone, Summer here with AstariaSen, and I'm going to do a VR to Julie over at Peekaboo Rose for her Deck Delights and Deterrents hashtag, which a lot of people have already done and I'm just getting around to, but I only have a few, it's not like I don't have like a broad spectrum of things because I've noticed over time how my preferences have changed in the last year. At first, I didn't like decks that had a lot of give. Like something like this would have bothered me when I first got cards. For some reason, it felt weird to me that they were so flimsy and I didn't care for it. But as time went on, I realized that I preferred them better because they were easier to shuffle. So it's not necessarily even the flimsiness of the deck, but the size that helps me shuffle too, because if something's too big and I can't shuffle it, it's very deterring for me. So anyways, let's go ahead and talk about some deterrents and then I'll talk about some delights. So a couple of deterrents, I do not like shiny cards. Shiny sticky cards are the bane of my tarot existence. However, a lot of the decks that I own are shiny and sticky because they're oracles and they have the fairies that I like on them. So there's like a line I cross there, even though I don't like it because of art. So it's interesting to see how that works. In tarot, it doesn't work that way so much for me. If a tarot, even if it has fairies in it, I tend to lean against not going there if it's all shiny and sticky. I don't think I have any actual tarot decks that are shiny and sticky right now. I have oracles that are, but not any tarot. And then another deterrent is, of course, size. Size is a big deal for me. If it is so big that I can't shuffle it, it's almost hard for me to even try to buy it because why bother if I can't even hold the cards, right? My hands are so little, like they are super, super little. Another one that's a deterrent for me is collage art. It's not so much that it deters me necessarily, it's specific collage art. I can handle some collage art that looks really, really pretty. I don't like the stuff that literally looks like somebody took a whole bunch of pictures, threw them together, and didn't do any creativity really to it. I don't like those kind of collage decks. The collage decks I do like are the softer collage decks, the ones that kind of come together in a more seemingly natural way, even though they're unnatural elements that would come together. So, again, there's a line that I walk there depending on the style of art in the deck. Otherwise, I don't have a lot of deterrents. In tarot specifically, I don't like animal tarot decks. I have found that I cannot connect with them. I connect better with people version tarot decks or a symbiont of a people version tarot decks. For example, like Joie de Vivre or the Paulina decks, I can connect to. But her Spirit Song deck, I could not do. From Paulina Cassidy, I couldn't do the Spirit Song, not even a little bit. I tried to read with it and I just had a difficult time. But you give me the other decks and I can read with them because they're more of a human form, not necessarily specifically animal based. So there's even, some iffy there too. I mean, I can do some animal things. It's just if they're straight up animals, I have a harder time connecting with the animal part of it. I can do animal oracle decks though. For some reason, animals and oracle decks go better for me than the idea of tarot. And maybe it's because of, I think Rochelle talked about it over Amethyst Ascension, like that human element. Animals, they have their own personalities and their own ways of thinking, and it's very different from human. And I think that has to play a role when you are looking at tarot and applying it to a person. So, I mean, I guess that's kind of what's there for me. So that's really all I have as deterrent really goes. I haven't really noticed that much, mainly because I'm still new to getting decks and everything and what I like and dislike, and I still think that it'll change over time. As far as likes, so if you really want me to buy a deck, put a fairy in it. I'm more likely to buy it if it's got some kind of fae element. I like fantasy stuff. And it doesn't necessarily have to be fantasy creatures, but I like wings and I like magical and mystical and all that kind of stuff in the cards. And so for me, that's a huge bonus, huge bonus. And I like I like watercolor. Actually, I'm a huge fan of watercolor art, but I have also found that watercolor art isn't a deciding factor for me. Like if it's watercolor art, I have to be able to connect to the watercolor at the same time. Like for Shadowscapes is a watercolor art, and I really enjoy that. But Lindstrider is a watercolor art, and I can't connect to that. So I mean, I think with everything, there's like a give and take. It's not straightforward for me like, oh, that's a watercolor deck, I'm going to buy it, or anything like that. Or, oh, that's an animal deck, so I can't buy it or refuse to buy it. It's not really like that. I mean, I'll try them. I will try them, but oftentimes I find that it either goes well for me, it does not, and that's just the way it is. Delights, I also really enjoy fun cards. I enjoy uplifting cards. Like the Crystal Visions Tarot can be really, really real and really kind of, it's not like in your face, like bold, blah, this is what's happening to you, but the soft coloring and the soft art and the idea of relationships in that deck really pulls me in as a person to that deck and as a tarot reader. And I also like bold colors too, you know, like Josephine Wall and The Dreams of Gaia is super pretty. So I like the bold colors because they have such a positive tone to them. Like that positivity really draws me in cards, and it's a huge, huge, huge bonus where, you know, something that I just delight in when it comes to tarot decks. Another thing that I delight in tarot decks is how elegant they are. I don't know if that makes much sense, but like Shadowscapes, the art in it is really elegant and fantastical and kind of over the top. And then there's that kind of elegant that I really, really like in tarot. And then there's the Ethereal Visions Tarot, which has got this different kind of elegant about it. That's Art Nouveau mixed with like other things, other themes and other things in it. And I like that about those decks. I like the elegant feel. I like that I don't know how to explain it any better than that elegant idea that comes in the art of the cards and the way that they're displayed on the actual card. So that's my simple, easy, that's what I know so far for my deck delights and deterrents. So we'll see over time if that happens to change. Maybe I'll come back to this video in another year and be like, oh, by the way. Who knows, right? So I hope you guys have a very great day, and I will see you guys again soon.